You know I can't. You're a girl and I'm a guy, after all.
What?
Prove it, Hisao.
Welcome back to Bad Decision Simulator 2.0.
Yeah.
We're
a little scared.
Yeah, we're about to see what happens here. Hopefully it's completely innocent. Or consensual.
I need the mouse, though.
100% consensual.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh, God!
What's unexpected is that she takes 2 steps towards me and wraps her arms around my body, her head coming to rest against my chest. I can feel my heart beating as all of my senses feel like they're coming alive again after they're deadening through the previous drinking. The smell of wine on her breath, the feeling of her fingers through my clothing, the scent of her hair underneath my chin.
Oh, Jesus.
You really like the hair. Smell of hair.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like, oh, smell, yeah. But I know, you know?
Right.
You get that, there's a girl you like, you get a waft of...
That's true.
Their, like, shampoo or perfume.
Yeah, try to figure out what scent it is.
Yeah, it's, like, impossible not to be lured into that.
My hands remain out in front of me, not daring to touch her. The temptation is there to hug her, to embrace her, to tell her everything will be fine. But this feels wrong. Really, really wrong. Hanako.
But I want to stay with you and Lilly.
Hanako's slurring reminds me a bit of Misha.
Misha dumb?
She drunk all the time and you just don't know?
I mean, she does talk sing-songy, though. So everything she says is like, yeah.
Like the trilly, happy tilde voice. She probably wouldn't be pleased to hear that. You know I can't. You're a girl and I'm a guy, after all.
What?
Prove it, Hisao. Lilly needs to sleep. She gives a disappointed groan. It's so strange for her to act so forward.
Man up.
Don't worry. I'll see you again tomorrow, okay? I decide to rest a hand on her head to reassure her. Pat, pat. Deciding that this is as far as I'll allow myself to go in terms of physical contact with her while she's in this state. Hanako's head nuzzles, much to the chagrin of Travis.
Well, actually, that's a good thing. He's a good person, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just a cartoon, but still. Cartoon. That sounds weird to say.
Well, whatever.
Technically true.
It makes me feel all the more uneasy with the situation. As her arms tighten around my back, I quickly decide to bail out.
I gotta go.
I rest my hands on her shoulders and give a firm but gentle push.
She falls over.
Her grip tightens a little as I do so, but she eventually breaks off.
I don't want you to go. Oh.
Hanako, please.
Why are you doing this to me?
I'm gonna cry. Akira and Lilly are going to start thinking weird stuff if I take too long here. Unless that's what they want.
Right. I mean, Akira was going to take her back to her room, and Lily's like, no, let Hisao do it. So come on. This is not just your fault.
It's perfectly true, too. I really don't want to take any chances, and I feel very uncomfortable right now. I shouldn't try to read anything into the way she's acting right now. I read that aside from alcohol lowering inhibitions, people can react to getting drunk in many different ways that don't necessarily reflect reality.
I don't know.
What do you mean? She acts like this all the time.
Yeah.
And even without that, there are plenty of ways to interpret what she's saying. As long as she's safe, I'm going to try and get her out of her room get out of her room as soon as possible. Hanako hiccups again, looking a right mess as she stands and looks downcast in the center of the room. You're going to make her cry, man.
Yeah. Am I ugly?
Her personality changed as she drank more and more, and now all alone in her room with me, her previous brightness seems to have left her. Was she just acting upbeat to make sure we didn't worry?
She just doesn't like you.
Even if she was, what could I possibly do for her since I do exactly the same thing in regards to my own condition? She fades to nothing.
Oh, no.
Distancing myself from my thoughts, I eventually managed to corral Hanako towards her bed, though her attempts to tame the wild sheets on it end up accomplishing little. Sorry about tonight, Hanako. I know you probably won't remember any of this, but happy birthday. Sorry I couldn't do more for you. She looks up at me for a moment. I have no idea if what I said actually got through to her, but any chance to ask is lost as her eyes peacefully close.
Bullet dodged.
I sigh in relief before quietly backing away from her and leaving the room, flicking the light switch off as I go. Whew, we made it. That was an awkward situation.
Yeah. Now to bang Lilly.
Yeah. I hesitate a little before opening the door to Lily's room again, quickly rehearsing what I should say if I get questioned about Hanako. After a few seconds, I still can't come up with anything. I open the door and make sure to close it behind. So did you screw her?
Yeah. How'd you do?
Lest any passing students catch a glimpse of the wine before turning my attention to the two girls at the low table. Akira is casually smiling, as is Lilly. I welcome the exchange from the mood in Hanako's room.
Is that you, Hisao? No, it's the police.
Yeah, I got Hanako to her bed. She's sleeping now.
That's good. I have to admit, I hadn't thought that she'd drink quite so much.
Hey, it's fine. She's all safe and tucked up in bed now, the way she is. She awkwardly trails off, though Lilly and I would hardly protest. For someone so anxious and fearful, drinking would give an easy out from those constant feelings.
It sure does.
I wish I could do more for her. I feel useless. Looking at Lilly, I think back to what I asked myself in town. My relationship with her is that of a friend, and has only ever felt that way, but now I think I know why. Lily's been there for both Hanako and me since I first met her, but she's like that for everyone, trying to do her best to make them feel better. With that in mind, then what's the bond between me and Hanako? After rescuing our relationship following the panic attack I inadvertently triggered during class, I feel like we're back to being friends, but she's on my mind more and more.
Ooh, I'm in the friend zone.
We're going to go through this again.
Yeah.
I can't say I view any other girl in quite the same way, but maybe it's just a normal reaction to someone acting like this. Oops. I went back a little bit.
Oh, God.
Say, Akira. She yawns before looking at me. It is getting pretty late. You know about what happened with Hanako, don't you? Yeah, Lilly told me.
Why don't you tell me? Oh, wait, she did tell you. Never mind.
I negotiated pretty hard for a break, so I could come down and help make her birthday a bit brighter. We get along pretty well. It's surprising to hear that from someone as extroverted as her, but if Hanako came to know her through Lilly, maybe she had time to get used to Akira. And on that note, I better get going. I'm already going to be a bit late as it is.
But it's already so late.
Sorry, we got a bunch of work dropped on us, so overtime it is. She levers herself up with a grunt, and a British grunt, and heads past me towards the door. Just before she leaves, she turns back towards us. You haven't forgotten about the time for the flight and all that, and all the rest.
Don't worry. I have everything ready. It's just a matter of packing when it gets closer to the time to leave. It's like someone talking to themselves.
The episode of British Voices.
Yeah, we probably sound way too alike. We already kind of do.
Atta girl, I'll see you guys later then. And with that, she disappears through the door with her hand held high in farewell.
So now what do we do?
Your sister is something, all right.
Is that a guy or a girl?
Hugh. I probably should have thought that comment through before saying it. Regardless, Lilly seems quite amused at my appraisal. You okay after all that drinking? Not wasted and just hiding it well?
I'm like 7 feet tall. It's going to take a little more. I assure you, I am quite all right. I can moderate myself. You seem quite self-possessed as well, if I do say so myself.
So it wouldn't be taking advantage
Yeah, we're both sober.
Yeah, well, I guess your moderation applies to me as well. With a little hesitation, I take a seat at the table in front of Lilly. I want to address this directly, if for no other reason than to settle my own
Does
thoughts.
Hanako like me? Why N?
I've been meaning to ask this, but it took me a while to make up my mind.
Should I make her a mixtape?
Do you have any idea what triggered the panic attack? I gathered it was something to do with her birthday, but I don't know anything more. Even Akira was being really careful around her, so I assume she knows as well. And she just said that she did.
Yeah.
Lily's smile drops. The gaiety of the birthday party, now well and truly over, thanks to me.
To be honest, I'm not sure of all the details myself. Hanako told you that she was in a house fire. She told me as much after we met and spent a lot of time together.
I wonder if it was on her birthday.
Yeah, most likely. Other than that, she quite simply never told me. Does anyone have both their parents?
I don't think so. She never told you.
Assuming the worst, what does she have to look back upon? A life of isolation and possibly even the death of her family. Maybe even going as far as blaming her existence for their deaths. I'm telling you, it was her birthday candles. She blew too hard and they flew across the room. Whole house lit up.
Even thinking about what little I know of Hanako's past is bleak. To have lived through all that and to live on with those memories must be infinitely worse. Lily looks similarly depressed, but I can see her rebuild at least some of her composure before my eyes. I get the feeling that both of us are talking more frankly than we might otherwise do thanks to the wine, but it feels like just talking this out is a good thing anyway.
Alcohol's awesome. Kids.
I feel kind of helpless about it. When it's put like that, what can I possibly do for her?
I'm not wholly sure I should tell you this, but Hanako told me that you visited her on the day after we both went to check on her.
She did what?
I must admit that I did not predict she would take such a step so quickly after what happened, nor did I expect you to. I think it was a nice gesture on your part.
It wasn't much, really. It's just, at times like this, I sometimes think it would be better if we never had to leave Yamaku. Or at least this town. Things are so much easier without others around.
I agree.
I didn't expect Lily to look quite so troubled at what I say. For a while she looks lost in thought. She moves to speak, but stops herself as soon as she does, and rethinks. It's a bit off-putting.
I think...
Everything's off-putting.
Tell me, do you have anything planned for Friday evening?
I suddenly want pudding. Friday evening? No. Isn't your flight to Scotland the next day? I don't think it would be a good idea to tire yourself out before you even get there.
I'll be alright. You needn't worry about me. I'd do this tomorrow evening, but I imagine Hanako will be feeling rather off for a while. What are they doing?
I don't know.
Are they gonna, confront her? What's the matter with you? What happened?
She's so off-putting. The thought of how she's going to be tomorrow makes me grimace. Maybe we should count our blessings that she didn't end up simply throwing up from drinking so much while having such low tolerance.
You didn't lay her on her back, did you?
Well, I'm going to be able to attend to whatever you are planning. What is it?
Nothing unusual, I assure you. Just a little excursion. We're going muff diving. And you'd better be off, Hisao. I can't imagine it's long at all until curfew is here.
Oh, damn, curfew. I'd completely forgotten.
Would you all get drunk before 8 p.m.?
I look at the clock next to Lily's bed, but it seems to be some oddity without written numerals. Which I suppose makes sense, given Lily's condition. Oh, okay.
I mean, why not put the numbers on there for non-blind people also?
Right. Not wanting to risk a haughty security patrol giving me a scolding. Yeah, you think you're drunk with in the girl dormitories. I get up and decide to go to my dorm, as she says. Well then, I guess I'll see you and Hanako tomorrow, assuming the both of you managed to get up in the morning.
And they both died that night. Thank you for your concern, Hisao. Until then. Damn it. We didn't get anywhere.
I make my way out of her door and into the hallway. I hope her idea will be a good one. Hanako's standing at her door. Hey, Hisao. Are you really going to go back to your dorm?
Don't tempt me, Siren.
The hammering of a fist against the door feels like a nail being pounded into my head.
Maybe it's Misha?
I hope so. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. I let out a long, annoyed breath and bear it while pressing my eyelids shut fervently hoping for whoever it is to just go away. I'm sure it's dumbass Kenji.
Yeah.
I feel pretty damn awful. My face feels like it's cast out of lead. My arms feel heavy, and I feel very queasy. It's been like this since I woke up half an hour ago. Your eyes are still closed? And I can't summon the energy to pick myself up out
You've
of bed.
gone blind. It's contagious.
Oh, God. So this is what they call a hangover. I wonder if perhaps this is the best treatment for teenagers who desperately want to try drinking as a way to feel like an adult. Considering how unpleasant this is, it's not something I want to repeat.
That's worth it.
A series of thumps rings out again, reverberating around the small room. I wish they'd just give up already. I have no intention of getting out of bed for them. Seconds pass, turning into minutes. Since no more knocks are coming from the door, whoever it was must have left. Thank goodness.
It's
It's
Hanako.
Lilly telling you that Hanako died last night.
Yeah.
Looking to my clock, the time when I really should think about getting dressed and ready for class is approaching. I don't think I can manage it,
Oh
though.
my God, you did that on a school night?
I was just going to say, like, do they even have weekends at
Yeah,
the
I don't
school?
know. That's weird.
I hate cutting class, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get much done at this rate. I can tell I look like a mess without needing to look in the mirror to confirm it, too. I look horrible.
Yeah, this is... I need some Gatorade or something, damn.
Oh, God, who was at the door? It's going to bug me.
I don't care. It could have been... my guess is it was Kenji, and we don't need to fuck around with Kenji, so fuck that.
Yeah. What if it wasn't?
I wonder if we're going to skip class today. We need to. We need to go visit Hanako. Make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
And make sure she's sober enough.
So I'm sure he'll wait until the end of the day to do so.
Yep, he's going to sit here and think about it for the next 4 episodes.